Hey guys, James from Inventive Sounds, back with another video, and today we're going to look at how to make a song like Anyma. The final result will sound like this. Whoa, that sounds nice. Before we start, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you like what you hear. All the presets that I used to make this song are part from our Aura sample pack that you can find on our website. The link is in the description. Let's start with the main bass. So as you can see, I didn't put a lot of processing on the bass. I just put a decapitator with a little bit of drive for the tone of the bass. Let's listen with and without the decapitator. So it's a subtle difference. Then we have the main lead of this song that is typical of Anyma, and I remade that lead using 2 layers that are mixed together inside one bus. The first layer sounds like this. And the second layer sounds like this. Both layers together sounds like this. So let's look at the processing. So let's look at the processing of the first lead. I just put a little low cut, as you can see, a low cut EQ and a high cut EQ just to tame the high end. And I did the same on the second layer. Then both layers go into the bus. So we have an EQ, which again cuts the low and a bit of the highs. Then a delay. Then we have some reverb. Then some ODD. A little bit of saturation. And a low cut EQ again to cut all the low frequency that we added during our processing. A very interesting thing here is that I put the delay and reverb before the decapitator and the OTT. And it's not that conventional because usually you distort the sound and then you add some delay and reverb. But in that case, I thought that it would sound better to crush and distort the delay and the reverb to give that strong festival and club vibe. Then we have some extra layers to fill up the sound, and the first layer sounds like this. So let's look at the processing. Without the processing, it sounds like this. So I added a low cut EQ to mix it better with the other bass, and a camel crusher to really crush it. Then I added another EQ to cut out the lows that we brought in during the distortion. Then I put a tremolo with 116 notes so that it follows the rhythm of the bass, and I thought it would create that interesting effect. Then some reverb. Some delay. A little bit of delay, so with a little bit of wetness and a high pass filter. And on the wave plugins, you have to be careful because if the analog is on, the plugin will put some extra noise inside the signal, and personally I don't want that, so I would advise you to turn the analog function off. This way it doesn't add some extra noise in the sound, because if you use multiple H delays on your track with the analog function on, your song will end up with a lot of noise inside. Then we have the high cut for the automation and a sidechain. Here's the final result. Then we have that offbeat sound. On that sound, I used the same processing as the other bass, but I just took off the tremolo. So we have an EQ, Camel Crusher, another EQ. That's it. Then we have another sound that is really typical of Anyma that sounds like this. Without any processing, it sounds like this. A low cut, a little bit of drive, and an OTT to finish a reverb. Then we have some ambient sound. So without any processing, it sounds like this. So I put a low cut and a high cut to put it more in the background. Then we have a reverb to put it further away in the mix with a high mix. Then another EQ, low cut and high cut to put it in the back. And we also put a tremolo. So I chose one bar here so that the sound goes from left to right quite slowly, and I think it's a cool effect. Lastly, we have a sidechain. We have an FX that sounds like this. So all the leads together sounds like this. Then let's look at the percussions. We have a kick. Some hats. With a little bit of distortion. I thought the distortion would make the hat sounds more crunchy. Then we have some open hats. So all the percussions together sounds like this. And with the leads and the bass, it sounds like this. Then to make the song move forward and to move to the second part of the song, I added a reverse vocal that sounds like this. and an up filter that sounds like this. Alright, in that second part, I added a snare with a little low cut. And to finish, let's look at the final lead. It sounds a bit like an harp. Without any processing. A low cut to cut the low frequencies. Decapitator to distort the sound. A siren for some extra saturation. OTT. A reverb. On this lead, you can hear that the processing makes a huge difference, because let's listen without. And the final result sounds like this. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you like what you hear. Have a great day. Peace.